Hello everyone, Switch here. This video is going to be about something that I had been thinking about for quite some time. It's about my thoughts about Disney's live action movies. I know that many have probably seen some of the new ones like Aladdin, Dumbo, Lion King, The Jungle Book, and even Beauty and Beast. Well, in my opinion, I don't think they're almost like the same feeling anymore. I know that many has seen many of them, or at least some of them, and also there's future ones that want to be released with like Mulan, The Little Mermaid, which I heard, and Lady and the Trump has recently also been released as a movie, as a live action. In my opinion, they ruin the the spirit itself within the classic ones from the live action ones. And even they are almost like not the very much same as in live actions compared to those cartoon ones. I know that the scenes in live action you have more computerized special effects, but the feeling itself is not the very same as is in the cartoon ones. Let me give you an example. Like, for example, Aladdin 2019, the movie, and from compared to one from the 1990s, the cartoon one. In the cartoon, it's very different compared to one the live action, which I can accept from. But there's only one of the details in it. The very first song, the second one, when Genie and Aladdin arrive to into the Agrabah, for example, there's a completely different scene in front of compared to the cartoon and the live action one. In live action one, the Sultan is the was giving the allowing the genie continue, but in the cartoon, it's not the same. And also, not at the end of the movie itself, Yasmin has given an opportunity, a moment for her own song. But that song is not even it has never been in the old cartoon Aladdin. And even so, even in the cartoon movie itself, the genie he wants to be free. But in the live action one, he wants to be human. And that later on in the movie itself, he ends up getting married and have two children of his own. And but that never happens in Aladdin or the sequels that have came afterwards. And you see from my point here, they very much have ruined some of my childhood favorites of like Aladdin, The Lion King, Dumbo, and even Beauty and the Beast. Don't remind me of Beauty and the Beast. In the cartoon one, the castle and the village where Belle lives, it seems to be they are aware about this castle, but never goes there, or isn't apparently. But in the live action one, apparently that some of the villagers had been married, had been interacted with the castle, and at some point there, when the prince became such, not only that, like in the cartoon and in the live action, almost the same thing happened there, but except for one point, at the both same end that the villagers in the live action movie, they they forget all memories about the castle. Even one of the people from the village was actually married with Mrs. Pot, and she was completely aware she had contained her memories from her marriage with the man, but the man's memories about his own family was completely gone. And another thing also at the end of the movie, that if the beast or Adam, which is also known as, never gets fall in love with someone or someone else falls in love with him before the last part of the rose falls, everyone in the movie itself, like in the live action, everyone who has been in like a furniture, like clockworks and others, they will actually transform to actual artifacts, like he would transform to a real clock, and they would lose the ability to return back, and the beast, he would remain as a beast. But in the cartoon version, that would never happen. Even if that was very strange for in my opinion. Why would you not, when you decide to make a live action movie of those classics like Beauty and Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, why would you never go and exactly do it? Almost do it as a live action movie of the exactly as it happened in the original movie, and then just add something new. I don't know, but in my opinion, Disney, when they do these live action movies, they they have almost ruined the feeling of the same spirit, the same childhood memories that many has growing up to. For the past, let's say for the past 20 to 30 years, many children who have been growing up watching Disney watched the cartoon movies of Aladdin, Snow White, Cinderella, and most other classic ones. And now Disney had decided to make a live action of them. But they never considered that they are not almost like the same feeling as the original one. And now when like with Lady and the Tramp came out last year, and now Mulan, for example, is one of them, and the next one's going to be, um, from what I heard, it's going to be a Hercules, um, another Aladdin movie, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, another Lion King movie, and even another Jungle Book live action, even The Little Mermaid. And I used why? There's going apparently maybe another, I don't know, Robin Hood and Peter Pan or something like that. Even the Hunchback Notre Dame, which Quasimodo was part of. But I don't understand why they wanted to just to make live action movies of some of those classic ones. I mean, it is to me they ruined some of the most of my favorite stories or my favorite Disney movies from back when I was just a kid. Even though I'm 30 years later when the Disney had decided to make live action of them. In my mind, I just don't know why. Sure, maybe you want to make, maybe try to direct some of the younger generations of this era, which in my mind is not as a bad idea. You want to maybe want to remake some of those classic ones to maybe live action for, since most of the video movies these days are either 3D computerized movies like Toy Story, for example. I mean, sure, maybe you want to do, maybe to focus on the younger generation of this time, maybe those children who's been born since early 2000 and onwards, to maybe allow them to see some of the classic movies, maybe as live action. But I maybe that they want to direct some of that, which I don't mind. But the feelings that they somehow alter a lot of things in this movies, the classic ones. Like for example, Aladdin and the Beauty and Beast, they had of things that they has never happened in the cartoon ones. I mean, for example, what if one of those younger children to this day who has been probably seen would watch the original classic cartoon version of, say, Beauty and Beast, and then later on watch this live action one, and they realized they are not so much as very similar to both of them. Even the both movies were came out, even for example, Beauty and Beast, the original one came out in 1991, and the last one that came out, the new one, the live action, came out in 2017. Even maybe it's not those children, some who has been born, let's say those who have been born early 2000 and early 2010s, and they realized there are so much difference between the original movie and the new live action. Even they haven't, maybe they weren't, or maybe they just didn't put it in mind, but after some time they probably realized there are two different sides in the things, the scenes that have taken place in both movies. Maybe that the Disney want to try to maybe focus on different points on the history. Maybe they want to make some new alterations because even in the Cinderella movie or in Belle's The Beauty and Beast from the cartoon one, that her mother was never mentioned, but she was actually supposed to be part of the movie itself in a deleted scene. But now, back in 2017, when the live action came out, she was actually part of the movie when she actually been seen, and that she actually since. I mean, I don't mind if they put something new part, but although much other of the classic ones, I don't know. But though I don't can say much for my viewers and my subscribers what they think about much of this classic movie ones like I don't know some like the classics like Snow White, Aladdin, The Lion King. I mean maybe you won't prefer to watch these old one classic ones and just maybe still watch the live action ones. If I had to be admit, the only one I have seen after the live action is actually only Aladdin. Even though that Beauty and Beast came out only a few years ago, 2017, I never saw it. But I have seen clips on YouTube, and I have even seen Lion King, which came out last year, but only have seen some clips on YouTube. And I don't even mind to see that movie by itself, but even though that considered, I don't know. But in my opinion, I, I just don't know. Even the new Milan, which came out this year, that has this first movie that was made in cartoon was made in 1998. I mean, over time, maybe they want to make some difference. Maybe want to put something else. Maybe to make the story more excited, to more maybe to like, for example, they won't happen new opportunities to maybe embrace new opportunities. Maybe to put something more excitement in the story. Maybe to make more of the story to focus on the younger generation of this time and maybe. But in my mind, that Disney had almost like growing up sort of my childhood movies of all time, like Aladdin, The Lion King. I just don't know what to say, except I'm very disappointed from that. But I don't judge so much from that though. This is only my based on my own opinions. And hey, there might be even some other people actually prefer the live action ones compared to those cartoon ones. Since maybe they say cartoon ones are not have same special effects like in the live action. You may have been more special effects than like nowadays computerized and like back in the early 90s there weren't as much technology or computerized or any basic idea to do store movies with like computerized like Pixar are doing now, like Monster Inc. Some others like Toy Story. Even before that first movie came out, no one has even considered to do a computerized movie. But when the Toy Story came out, the very first movie, they opened a new door, a new opportunity, and technology had been growing out much better, had been developed to do so. And now, nearly 20 years, more than 20 years afterwards, almost like 30 years after the first movie came out, all of that had changed. That opened a new door for opportunities for computerized technology to be developing better and better over years, and knowing how much movies have been growing on those. But in my opinion about Disney's live action movies are not the same thing. When I seen some of my clips on YouTube from the different videos of movies, when I saw Aladdin in the movie theaters for the very first time, I didn't feel the same spirit, not the same emotions as it was in the first original movie was back in the 1990s. I just don't know exactly what to say though. I mean, maybe that they want to maybe to do focus some of the new movies on the younger generations and Maybe try to even focus on some of the older generations who grew up to watch these movies than the original ones. I don't know. But in my opinion, I prefer to watch this on the original ones. I just, I don't know what to say except I'm really disappointed that to see some of my favorite childhood movies have been changed and new things that happened. But I don't say that much, but the only thing I say though about this special effects in those new live actions are very impressive. I mean, I admit that live actions movies with the special effects is quite amazing. I mean, compared to from early like 20 years ago, those live actions special effects in movies were probably would not have been very good as compared to those back in the 80s. From 1980 up to 1990s is to compare how much from that early era until the 2000s and 2010s and 2020, it has opened no door. But in my opinion, I prefer to watch some of the old original cartoon movies of this. But I would admit, I would actually be probably seeing some of the new ones like The Lion King, Dumbo, Beauty and the Beast, and something like that. But in my opinion, I would rather prefer the old classic ones. But listen, that is based on my opinion. But if others have their own opinions, they prefer the live action rather than from the cartoon ones, I am fine with that. But I would like to hear from all of you though. Which one do you prefer? The cartoons or the live actions? Or do you even like the new live actions on the new movies that came out recently? And even if there were if you prefer not that they make any um if they prefer not to make if there's any of those classic movies you don't want them to be make as a live action. If there were any of those movies like you want not to make as live action, let me know in the comment section below. And also let me know if you prefer the live actions or the cartoons or maybe both. Let me know that also in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.